Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday's English lesson. We're going to be looking at homophones today, but before we start, we're going to get ourselves warmed up and ready to go. So just copy this just for a minute or so. Okay, what I'd like to do is reach up, right up to the sky, get that body moving. Now go across the body, okay, and then punch down, right down to the floor. Okay, so we'll repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go across. 2, 3, 4. Punch down. 2, 3, 4. Then you take your knee, your opposite elbow, so opposite knee to opposite elbow. Okay. Just do a couple more of those. Then point to jog on the spot and let your arms go forwards. And then arms go back. And then jog on the spot, round in a circle. And then just to finish off, we do a couple of bending right down and jumping right up. Right down, right up. Right down, right up, right down, and right up. Right, well done. We are ready to sit down and get our brains ready now to do some work. Now, remember, we're looking out for where Monty is because he's playing that game with us this week. So if you can spot him, jot it down and we'll see if you're right at the end of the lesson. So what I'd like us to do is sorry, just bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry, everybody. Right, okay, you can see there we've got our date and our WALT for today, Tuesday, 12th of January, to spell homophones and near homophones. What I'd like you to do in a moment is pause the video, write down in your books your date and your WALT, making sure you underline them, making sure your handwriting is neat and joined and really beautifully presented, okay? So just pause the video. Right, so hopefully you've done that. Now, normally on a Tuesday when we're in school, we do our spelling test, so we're going to be giving you out your new spellings today. And today's spellings are around the theme of homophones. Now, if you remember, a homophone is where you have got two words that sound exactly the same, but they are spelt differently. They've got different meanings. So have a look at this sentence. It says, the lorry driver completely missed his junction because of the thick mist on the motorway. So what I want you to do in a second is pause the video and see if you can spot the pair of homophones, the two words that sound the same, but are spelt differently and have a different meaning. Well done if you spotted missed and missed. The first missed is when you miss something and you don't turn up on time. And the second missed is the weather missed. Okay, so let's have a look at this example. We have got a set of two things together is a pair of socks, spelled P-A-I-R. And then we've got a fruit, which is also a pear, but spelled P-E-A-R. So it is tricky this because you've got to be picking the correct spelling for the correct word. Right, so to examine if something is okay, and we've then got a definition of you may write out one of these to pay for something. So just a bit of a clue on definition 2. We're looking for a word that sounds the same for both definitions, but is spelt differently and means something different. With definition 2, you may not have seen your parents use these very often because they're not used as much now, but it is a book of things that you write on to pay some money. So pause the video, have a think, write down your answers. Well done if you put to examine if something is okay is check, C-H-E-C-K, and to write something to pay, you may write down one of these to pay for something is a check, C-H-E-Q-U-E. Well done if you got that one right. Let's have a look at another set. So something you may eat at breakfast, okay? So there's something you may eat at breakfast, which is, of course, this will give you a clue for the next one, a cereal. So, consisting of lots of parts to form a series. Okay, lots of parts to form a series. Okay. This one's a bit trickier. I'll give you another clue as well. So there's that definition, but there's also on the side of cereal boxes, you will often see a number like a barcode. And it's also called a something number. And that one is a serial. So you can have a serial number, and that's what the picture is, or you can have lots of parts to form a series. So if you're watching lots of episodes of a particular program. It can be a serial that you're watching. Right, so a flight of steps, another word for a flight of steps. I wonder if you can think what we call a flight of steps. Well done if you put stairs, S-T-A-I-R-S. So to look at something with your eyes very wide open is going to be, with the same sound as stairs, stairs, but spelled S-T-A-R-E-S. Well done if you got that one spelt correctly. Right, to the past tense of the verb to throw. So today I throw, yesterday I, and think about how you spell that one. Yesterday I threw, look at the spelling, T-H-R-E-W. So what's the other word that we know that sounds exactly like through but is spelt differently, and what does it mean? Moving in one side and out of another side. So imagine there's a tunnel and you are going inside it. You go through the tunnel, but how is it spelt? T-H-R-O-U-G-H, through. Right, then we've got our first attempt at writing a piece of writing. Sorry, I've shown you that one a bit quickly, is a draft. Okay, when you do your first attempt of writing, we call it a draft. Okay, so what do you think the other picture is with a word that sounds the same but spelt differently? See if you can think and write it down. Well done if you spelt it like this, draft. So in gentle breeze is a draft, D-R-A-U-G-H-T. Well done. Oh dear. Right, okay, so we have got, there's the spellings for the week. I'm just going to pause for one moment so that I can just make sure that we don't run out. So your first task for today is to look at your spellings, and I've put them up there. And if you're in spelling groups 1 and 2, what we'd like you to do is to write out your, you can draw yourself a grid in your book if you like, and you could write the 2 homophones that have the same sound but different meaning. Write out the word and try and draw a little picture to go with that. So you could write the first spelling of cereal and the second spelling of cereal next to it and draw a little picture. Okay, and then check and check and through and draft and draft. Similar for group 2. You've got a couple of other homophones on there that we didn't talk about. When you get onto the word there and there, you are not going to be able to write a picture for that, but you could write in a little sentence using the there and there correctly. And we talked about that yesterday. Okay, for group 3, for each of your spellings, what I'd like you to do is write them in a sentence and make sure that you start each sentence with a capital letter and finish each sentence with a full stop. If you can add a conjunction to extend your sentence, like and or but, so and because, that would be even better. Groups 1 and 2, once you've finished your pictures, if there is time, then you can also write some sentences just to go over practicing those spellings, choosing the correct spelling for the correct meaning. Okay, so that's your first activity. So if you want to pause the video now, you might have to pause it for a little while, and then I'll explain what the second activity is, or watch this right through and then you've got 2 different things to do. So that's activity 1. So pause the video, off you go and do that. Right then, and now hopefully you've done the spelling activity, and we're going to do our second activity for today. Now for our second activity, once again, we're going to be using Purple Mash. Hopefully last week you got used to using that and reminding yourself how to log on. Remember, you go to the school website and you go to links, click on the Purple Mash box, and then you need to log in with the login that you used last week. That is in the front of your reading record. If you still aren't sure of it or you need us to remind you, we have got those logins as well, so we can let you know. Once you've logged in, you will get this page here. This is the home screen. And what we'd like you to do for today is click on this box here called Serial Mash. Okay, so you click on Serial Mash, and there are different choices. Okay, now if you are in Harry Potter or Matilda for reading, we'd like you to click onto Diamonds and go to Anna's Sports Day. These are lots and lots of different books, but we'd like you today to go to Anna's Sports Day. And when you click on Anna's Sports Day, there is a chapter that you can read. So you click on the chapter, and you can start reading the first chapter. Okay, it's not very long, but you have a read of that. Once you've read it, if you click on the red arrow at the top, it says, are you sure you want to exit? Just put OK. And then it takes you back to where the chapter is. And then we'd like you to answer the online quiz. It says chapter 1 quiz. OK, so you can complete that. And if you want to, you can do chapter 1 missing words. If you've got time, you're feeling really energetic today and you want to keep reading more of Anna's Sports Day, there's chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and each one of them has got some questions and a missing word activity. If you want to do it all today, that's fine. If you want to spread this out for the rest of the week, that's fine as well. We don't mind how much you do today. Okay, just going back just to show you, if you are in Fantastic Mr. Fox, Billionaire Boy or Hetty Feather, we'd like you to click on Emeralds. Okay, and as you can see, lots and lots and lots of books, very similar. Click on Animal Boy. And again, you've got a chapter to read. You've got some online questions. Okay, and that's what we'd like you to do for each of the chapters. If you want to do any of the other activities, you are more than welcome to, but those are the ones we'd really like you to do. And as I say, similar for for Harry Potter and Matilda, if you want to read the whole story today and answer the questions, you can. If you want to save a bit, it's up to you how much of that you do really. Okay, but we're going to just do some reading because it'd be good to focus on that because normally on Tuesday we have our reading session in the classroom as well. Okay, so I hope you managed to find that. Any problems, obviously do contact us and we'll try and direct you to where it is. Happy reading, and keep working on those spellings every day as well so that they're really getting into your head so you remember them. Well done everyone, keep up the good work. You're doing really, really well. See you soon. Oh, I've just remembered before we stop, I forgot to check if you'd spotted where Monty was. So, has anyone spotted him? I wonder. Let's have a look. Here he is hiding in my blue roll, as we call it. There you go, Monty. You're going to have to do better than that if we're not going to be able, if you want to try and hide from us, manage to find him. I wonder where he'll be hiding in tomorrow's lesson. Have a look out for him tomorrow morning. See you all soon. Bye.